Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Look, Wrestling 101, classes in session. Pay attention to the teachings, that's from Andrew and Derek. I mean, these guys making a killing with no competition. Dynamic duo better than the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. Everybody make some noise, mess with them, you get destroyed. They cannot be beat, take a seat. Watch them do their thing on the MIC. Face defeat, they cannot be seen like JC. Oh my goodness, it's a killing spree.
Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Wrestling IQ 101. I'm Andrew, and you can listen to Wrestling IQ 101 right here on YouTube. You can subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And today I'm sitting with TCW and Goddess of War, very own Billy and Charlie. How's it going, guys?
Hey, how you doing, Andrew?
Hey, Andrew, how's everything? How's everything, Andrew?
Good, man. A long time. I'm glad to hear you guys are doing well, and this is a really exciting time for you guys. I mean, this is crazy. Most people are shutting down, and you guys are reopening. And I think you guys were one of the first shows to actually do them right here in this area.
Yeah, we were. We came out the gate first, and we're blessed to be able to do that. We're doing everything very, very safely. We do it with caution and social distancing. And, we follow all the guidelines in order to make this happen. It has been wonderful doing it. We had a great ring crew sanitizing the ropes and the pads and making sure everybody was safe.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, safety first. And, it's glad to see you guys are taking the right precaution and stuff like that. And hopefully other companies are following suit. It's crazy because, it wasn't that long ago that we were sitting here and we were talking about the first time TCW was going to have an event. And now, just a few short months later, I mean, you guys have separated the brands. I mean, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, originally, before the pandemic happened, in March, there was a double shot weekend. It was a Friday night, Titan Championship Wrestling presents Goddesses of War, and then a Saturday night, which was Rise of the Titans. And, the pandemic happened. We had to move the shows and blah, blah, blah. And we sat there and we thought, I mean, we had such a great product with such a great team and such great people behind it. We said, you know what? Why keep it under a Titan banner? Let it go on its own. Mm-hmm. And Charlie and I talked, and it was one really good conversation we had as we were rebooking the show. And I said, you know what? That's it. I went under, because I have an account to open up because I have several businesses. So I opened up Goddesses of War, Wrestling Entertainment, LLC. And there it was. I just messaged everybody. I put it in a group. I said, well, congratulations, we did it.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this. What are you looking for with Goddesses of War? What kind of talent are you looking for? I know you put out a feeler just a couple of weeks ago saying that, there were some people. Who do you want to see? But who are you guys looking at right now?
Well, basically, if you look at a lot of the goddesses that we have now, everyone has their own definition. You have the hardcore goddesses, you have the high flyer goddesses, you have the actual technical worker goddesses. These are actually what we're looking for because basically, everyone wants a little bit of something. They don't want to see the same thing over and over and over again. So when we put out that message saying that we're looking for goddesses to shine for our brand, that's what we want. You don't have to be like, we're not looking for a niche kind of person. We're looking for a person that actually would be a performance and actually put on one hell of a show.
Oh, absolutely. Quality is definitely key. Professionalism is a key. And that's what we are focused on. We are focused on showing and proving that quality professional women's pro wrestling.
No, yeah,
and that's what we're focused on. I mean, we're even branching out. We've been in talks with several people and to bring in Japanese women over. So, trying to give all kinds of spectrum on goddesses of war is what we're trying to create.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, the way it seems like Notorious Mimi is going to have her hands full with whoever walks through that door and challenges her, because, I mean, she has the biggest target on her back right now as far as being the champion there.
Oh, absolutely. And everybody wants a piece of her.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy because, let's switch gears for a second here because, things are up and running now with you guys. You have American Spirit coming up on July 11th. You guys have Rise of the Titans. I mean, you guys had to make some big changes because now you can't be in the Barclay Little League, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the what's going on right now with the current pandemic, it is difficult for us to run in the building right now, so we had to make a lot of changes. We were searching for other venues at the same time, but we decided to say, hey, listen, you know what? We've kind of made our home here in Ocean Gate. Why not leave and say, you know what? We have the room. We have the ability to put more people outside because of the current social distancing standards that's going on right now. It allows us to put more people in the area, more people to have an experienced show, and also a safer environment, too. So that's what we did. We actually contacted the Ocean Gate, and they were happy to accommodate us, everything we needed to move Rise of the Titans to the Ocean Gate to an outdoor event where they'll be under the stars. There'll be a full-lit event under the stars. It'll be an unbelievable experience.
Let me ask you this, Charlie, does it hinder, the way you set up a stage and stuff like that, or lighting?
In some cases, it is a little trying, but I managed, like if we did our first outdoor show for the first one that we did this past one, and it was a little bit of a different experience. Like we had a little bit of a technical skill, then we added some things to it, like these upright, actually flamethrowers that we added to add more experience to it. But as for the night experience, I'm fully prepared for it to where that our ring will be fully lit. It'll be perfectly seen. Our front area will be lit too as well. Some parts of the Titan set will be used in the outdoor setting as we can still fit weather resisting and give that full same experience where we expect to see us from the Titan show.
Well, that's absolutely incredible. I mean, that is one of the things you guys have really set the standards on is, the pyro and the stage itself. It's pretty cool what you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've been seeing things all over the place, and here's the one guy who has really kind of disturbed me as of late. He is Jimmy the Jester. I mean, he came out with a very creepy message for his opponent. What can people expect about seeing him in the ring on July 11th?
See, Jimmy the Jester, there are very few that constantly, hey, give me a shot. And, and it was constant. Jimmy the Jester showed up on the 20th at the drive-in doing the same. Jimmy Jester helped set up the rings, helped break it down. He was part of the sanitizing crew. I mean, the kid did everything he possibly to gain attention, and what you did. So of course, I obliged. I said, look, no problem. Show up the 11th. You win your match. You're a part of the roster. You don't win. You're right off in the sunset. You're gone.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see you on the 11th.
I mean, you guys already have some dangerous, personalities on that roster, but this guy seems a little unhinged, So
he does definitely appears. I mean, we were shocked seeing we were shocked seeing his video and what he had to say, and we were almost ready to not put it up, but we did put it up because it was genuine Jimmy the Jester.
Yeah, let me tell you, I don't envy his opponent right now for sure. Come July 11th. So, but on the opposite side of the scale, I mean, KC Navarro, he's been blessed, literally, and he's going up against his teacher and preacher. I mean, that's kind of crazy. I mean, preacher also had that stunning video where he said, "I'm not just going to pass the torch to you. You know, if you're going to take it, you got to earn it right now."
Well, I think that match is really more personal than when you guys, I'm saying with you guys, what the fans and the public actually, see. I think it's really personal. Charlie, what do you think?
Honestly, that match, Preacher has this enormous track record of training and being with stars that you currently see on TV. At the same time, currently stars are still on high in the independent circuit. And he did take KC Navarro under his wing to help him himself. But now it's time to see if the student can out-teach the teacher. Because, honestly, Preacher, this match is something to be watched. You know what I mean? This is going to put every single bit of professional wrestling into one big match between a teacher and a student.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things I love about TCW, because they're getting the new and the old and in all aspects. They're getting the teacher and then the students, and they're getting a well palette of different tastes when they come to the show. I mean, coming up on July 11th, this show is pretty stacked. Another match I wanted to talk to you guys about is there's a Suicide 7-way match for the champion, for the middleweight champion, right?
Yeah.
Before we get to the competitors, what do you guys look for in a champion? Who do you want representing this company?
It's got to be somebody that's got that flair. It's got to be someone that's got that attention, at the same time the athleticism, and just that actual, awe to capture the crowd, either good or bad. It's got to capture the crowd. If it doesn't do that, then there's no point of actually working with a belt. But the guys that we have combined in this match, the Suicide 7-way, the only way to win in this match is the pin. That is it. One pin, one win. 7 guys in the ring at the same time. The one who pins is the one that wins. There's no submission, nothing. You have to pin. That is it.
Yeah. Do you guys feel, are you guys comfortable with one of these 7 guys being the champion, or is there somebody else that you're kind of maybe eyeing that is not in this match?
When we sat down and we discussed who we were putting into this match, we took everything into an account. Mm-hmm. Everything. Who's been there from the start? Who put the work in regards to, filming promos? There's a whole lot that, goes into, okay, who deserves what. And these 7 gentlemen have really gave their all to me and Charlie. It was a Titan brand. Mm-hmm. So to sit there and say, okay, well, you know what? We chose 7 special that we know that one is going to take that match. Like, really, that's going to be the show stealer. But the 7 that deserved it, now they're all in one match together.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, it's who knows? And we didn't give them, 6 to 8 minutes. No. We gave them a lengthy amount of time. At this point, it's the best man wins. And, that's it.
Just take a look, actually, at the talent. You got the charisma of Johnny Yager, who's just recently been acquired by the Trust Fund. You have Ty Thomas, who's been making waves in the scene as a high flyer and technical wrestler. Killian McMurphy, out of Maryland, comes down here as it was on our debut event. Michelle, who is part of the tag team Unstable, who has been known to be a very brute force wrestler. And then speaking of brute force, you got Adrian Santos. This man here has been known to toss his opponents around. And then you have Michael Zomato with his manager Lars. There's no questions about what you got about that. And then there's that one more person. Who's that one person I'm forgetting of the 7th one, Billy? I'm sorry.
Blackstrom?
I'm sorry.
What was that?
Blackstrom?
Yeah, Blackstrom. You got Blackstrom. Blackstrom, who was international touring through parts of Europe and Germany, throughout the independent circuit as well. In that match, you have every single quality in that match. Now it's time to see who is the top middleweight in TCW, then that is the best way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I can't wait to see who walks out with that championship as well. You know, it's funny because you didn't just go out and get, you know, some scrubs. You know, I mean, this is a fully stacked card. This is an amazing card. And one of the other matches I was actually looking at that I wanted to talk to you guys was Tommy the Moose versus Anthony Gangone. I mean, both these guys have been champions in other places. And, I mean, you know, you talk about a contrast of styles, but in a good way. I think this is going to steal the show. This might be one of them.
Tommy the Moose now, to the way Tommy the Moose was before, two different people.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Anthony's got some work ahead of him, and you know, if you've seen the size of Moose and what he's benching and everything else, this is not your normal everyday Moose. He's not very good as a mechanic, but he's great as a wrestler.
He still drives me nuts, Tommy.
Yeah, he wants to do my brakes, but I love him to death. But I love Anthony as well. Yeah. So Anthony, you know, again, quality professional wrestler, and brings everything. They both put everything to the table. So, yeah, it's going to be even myself. You know, coming out of the gorilla where I normally sit, and I'm actually going to eye that match and see how that match goes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got the power and strength, and then you got the quickness of Gangone. I mean, I think it's going to match up pretty well. You know, I know before we alluded to some of the goddesses, but you know, there's a match that I think has piqued my curiosity as well, and that's Vicious Vicky and Mother Endless. I mean, both ladies have really stepped out, right?
I think me and Charlie stayed up all last night because we were afraid of Mother Endless.
Yeah, I saw that.
When Mother Endless sent us that promo, she didn't wait to the middle of the day or morning or late afternoon. No, she waited till like late at night with the moon to rise and received a message from Mother Endless. Look at the promo, and she says, "Put this up or else." I go 10:30 at night, and I go, "Well, I'm awake." I
was gonna hide in my pickup truck.
When that promo went up, and now this match, honestly, we didn't put this up. Basically, this match between these two women, the winner of this match will become the next number one contender for the Goddesses belt, which will be defended by the winner on Goddesses of War when it happens in the end of July. So this is something like this. So these two Goddesses have to earn their right again. But you got Vicious Vicky, you got Mother Endless, the creepiest woman I have ever met, Mother Endless. Christ. Against, you know, Vicious Vicky, you have a great match right there as it is, and the winner does good to get the number one contender spot, possibly become the next TCW Goddess champion.
Well, we noticed that, Charlie and I both noticed on the drive-in on the 20th, that apparently there was some type of issue in regards to Vicky, that her shoulders weren't down all the way when she was pinned. So, you know, we reviewed it, we went back and we reviewed it. It's hard to see from the hard cam whether her shoulders were up or not, but we try to give, you know, the benefit of the doubt. The referee was unsure. The referee counted the 1, 2, 3. You know, she went backstage, grabbed Nikos, brought him out to try to argue the point. Vicky's pretty adamant, so you know, in regards to that. So, you know what? Definitely, let's put her in the number one contenders match, and you know, if she beats Mother Endless, well, then she goes on the Goddesses to face Mimi.
Yeah, you know, Mimi's going to have her handful. I'm glad you guys brought up Goddesses because on July 24th, I mean, you guys are going to have Nyla Rose there, AEW star. I mean, how incredible is that? I mean, you know, not only Nyla Rose is going to be there, but the whole Goddess roster is going to be there. I mean, I can't wait to see what other surprises you have for us that night.
Oh, Andy, this is just the beginning. I'm being really honest with you. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. I mean, look at the 11th. Let's go back to the 11th. I mean, Joe Gacy's going to be there. Joe Gacy versus Ricky Recon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So this is just the beginning, and then there's more. There's just more. You got the 25th rise of the Titans.
Yeah. You know, actually, I'm kind of glad you brought up Rise of the Titans on July 25th because not only is Nyla Rose going to be there again, but you're also going to have Danny DeMonto. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Danny DeMonto in action, right?
Danny DeMonto is going to be in action. Just the ICW himself. I mean, unbelievable person. But he's also unbelievable in the ring as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
This is actually one of the rare appearances you'll actually see Danny work in the ring. You know, he doesn't, honest truth, he doesn't do it that much often anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have the opportunity to see Danny work in the ring, you need to see it. And trust me, we don't know who his opponent is, but we guarantee that if you don't get a ticket to this match to see Danny perform that night, you're going to regret it. You will regret it. That is the honest to God truth. You will regret it, and I'm seeing it live.
yeah.
You know, and it's crazy because I remember, you know, maybe like 2 years ago, you in a previous company, you guys opened up the doors. You know, you guys and Chad had, you know, kind of like, we're gonna use talents from other places, and you know, here we are. I mean, this company is using people from ICW, from all other parts of, you know, the Tri-State and other companies. I mean, like guys like Joe Gacy and Danny DeMonto. I mean, Nikos Ricos. I mean, you talk about just expanding your palette. It seems like you guys have really have done that. Really have opened up the door for everybody to come in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Wrecking Ball Legursky was no one to play with whatsoever.
Yeah.
If you ever seen Wrecking Ball in action, he is the term Wrecking Ball. Okay, and you know, he comes from the Northeast, upper Northeast.
Sure.
To come wrestle down here for title. We've got folks coming in from Maryland, Virginia, Ohio. One was supposed to come in from
Florida,
Kansas. Yeah, we have another one from Florida. So we're using big stars from all over the place. We definitely are going to keep doing that as well.
Yeah, it's kind of become like a destination place because, I mean, once you got one person from somewhere and somebody from somebody else, that's kind of the place to be that night, you know? So it's kind of cool. You know, talk about, you know, somebody who's really had a change of heart, you know, as of late. I mean, somebody I used to know, Waylon Cage, you know, he's going to be facing violence, right?
Yes. Mr. Waylon Cage, who I used to hold very dear.
Sure.
Dear to my heart, you know, and I don't know on a personal level what has gotten into him. I don't know on a professional level what has gotten into him. We were unaware that he had changed his appearance. He's very, I want to say narcissistic, egotistical.
Yeah.
Arrogant. Yeah, I mean, he says, and he's backed it up. He says, I'm not running from anybody. I don't care who you put up against me or what you put up against me. I'm not running from anybody. And so far, he's made that point. He really has. So I don't know how violence is going to handle this. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, violence is a veteran. Violence has been around a long time. He better keep his eye on that, on the trust funds.
Yeah, I mean, you've had your problems with factions before, but this is a little bit different, right? These guys are really ruthless.
Yeah, Jared Silverclight is a very, very wealthy man, and you know, he gets his wealth from his parents, and he's made a fortune of his own. So he went out and bought the very best that he could buy. And let me tell you something. I'm hoping that they do not, the trust fund, become a thorn on my side. I'm really hoping. You know, I hope they stay in their lane. And Charlie's been known to come out of the road, go on the off-road sometimes. But, you know, you got Jared Silverclight, you got Waylon Cage, you got the Titan Killer, who's specifically named Titan Killer to take out the Titans. Johnny Yeager, Hank Flanagan. So I don't know. I'm keeping a close eye on these, I want to say, characters, but they're not characters. They're no jokes.
Sure. You know, and you know, yeah. I guess you have to keep one eye open with these guys. So.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like for sure. Let me
I've
guys
had
ask
to
you.
bring in extra agents to watch because I don't want them getting out of hand.
Yeah, that's the one thing you don't want happening. Especially, you guys have just kind of started, and you don't want to, turn this into and you want to keep it. You want to keep the integrity of the place,
Absolutely.
So, let me guys ask you this because we were at the first show. We've seen you guys progress, till now. Are you guys satisfied with the progress you're seeing? Are you satisfied with the product, or is there something that other than the pandemic that you feel like you're cooking on all cylinders?
I can't say we're running on all cylinders because we're not. With the lack of inside of a venue hurts the bigger name stars that we would have bring in. If you notice, J.J. Dillon, Arn Anderson were moved to September, so we're not running on all cylinders. However, we're doing the best we can, and we're putting every ounce of what we couldn't put in to give a quality product. And, of course, we're still learning, and as things are evolving, and, more people are coming in, and we've got a heck of a team, and without the team, me and Charlie, we'd be lost. So, we've got another partner of ours, Anthony G. He's an intricate part of what and who we are. You got Richie the Flash, you got Jay Wise, you got Donna, you've got Amber who runs the door, you got Ren, Charlie's wife is active. So we've got a heck of a team.
Sure.
And and it goes that way. Magic's part of the team. Bill Pierce is still part of the team. Tommy Moose is going to be a match agent.
You just have to understand, it's not just me, Billy, Tony, just 2 guys, 3 guys, or 4 guys. It is a whole community of people that helps make this machine run.
Correct.
That's the honest to God truth.
And a very big part, and one of the most incredible guys out there. And it's really the truth. Is Chad. Chad's a very big part of what we do with Titan. LTW Ace, a very big part of the whole quad thing. Charlie Hartman, Gimmick Tree. This is back-to-back events where he's put matches on, the showcase match on our show. DeMonto, ICW, thankful to be part of the team with ICW. So, we have great people, just unbelievable, including yourself, Andrew. Putting us on WIQ 101. We love WIQ 101. So we have great people. And with great people is great business. Great business is just a great product.
Sure. I'm glad you mentioned Chad because, you and Standalone have had a beef, right?
A very bad one.
I mean,
not gonna lie, it was very bad.
Yeah. I mean, almost to the point where you were going to have a match, right? A 5-on-5 match?
Yeah, we were going to go to have a 5-on-5 match, and unfortunately, due to the pandemic, it got moved.
Yeah.
And we kind of shook hands and let bygones be bygones. And once again, I started, and I said, Titan's better than Standalone. And Chad went up to me, and now it's Ricky Recon of Titan Championship Wrestling versus Joe Gacy of Standalone Wrestling. And that's on the 11th. That's on July 11th.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. Who's gonna reign supreme?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, every time you guys raise this ante about who's better, the fans win for sure. No matter if they're at your event or at a Standalone event, the fans just win. So, keep this beef up because I'm going to enjoy Joe Gacy and Rickham. So, Rick Rickham. So, yeah, this is awesome. If you're a fan like me, this is something that you want to continue because it only brings out the best out of both companies, I think.
Oh, absolutely. He loves to one up, and then I've got to one up, and then he won. That's always going to be me and Chad. And you know what? As friendly as it could be, we make sure we put that beef in the ring, and you see that with Ricky Recon and Joe Gacy.
Yeah, imagine if WCW and WWE would have worked together back in the '90s. This is kind of on a similar level. It's good stuff, and I really appreciate you guys, trying to top each other, because I'm just lucky I get to see these matches. A match that is really personal. Almost like the KC Navarro and Preacher match is Jake Cage and Monsta Mack. I mean, the lineage of this match goes back decades.
Yes, yeah, it really does.
This is honestly, when we designed this match, we knew right away this was going to be a New Jersey independent wrestling fan staple. You have two different bloodlines of a famous brand now going at it one-on-one. So that this is something that, again, that we watched.
When I reached out to Monsta Mack, I said, maybe work with Jake Cage. And I didn't get an answer right away. I didn't. He stayed silent.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, not giving this kid an inch. Then at that point, I stayed silent. It's almost like, all right, what did I do?
Mm-hmm.
And then I reached out to Jake. I said, you're going to be facing Steve Mack. Jake.
Yeah.
Well, right after it, not a problem. He wanted in. No, I don't think this match is going to go crazy. I think this match is going to be definitely worth seeing.
Yeah, it's incredible because of Jersey All Pro has really had a worldwide effect on the people here in Jersey and around the world, and to see the son of Fat Frank versus probably one of the biggest stars to come from JP is really a mind blowing thought. I can't even get the words out. I'm so excited.
I think about Frank a lot too. I do. And I miss him, and of course we miss the old JPW, and I'm sure he's looking down on his son, smiling.
Sure, and
Agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, right now in his career, it doesn't get any bigger than Monsta Mack. So of course, hopefully Irish eyes are smiling on him that night. And luck is on his side because Monsta Mack, we've seen what he's done here. I mean, he made he beat Shane Douglas.
Yeah,
so,
and he beat and the Warlord.
Yeah, the Warlord. Yeah, so I mean, talk about momentum, but also Jake Cage. I mean, he beat Jay the Key Evans too, and he's had other matches since then that he's just well performed in.
They both got momentum coming into this. So, I mean, like I said, this is another one that's really personal. So
yeah. When you guys look at September and you're looking down the road and hopefully everything is running up and we have Arn and JJ, what's the match that you want to see that maybe you haven't put together yet?
Me versus Billy.
Wow.
Actually, I was kind of thinking me and Charlie versus you and Derek.
Oh no, I have a pre-existing condition.
That's all right. You can still beat me up.
So I'm good at just standing on the corner. I bruise easily.
Well, I got glasses. Don't hit me.
Me too. Yeah. Oh man.
Trying to think. You know what? There's so many matches that we would want to create, and there's so many big stars. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not going to say who we were bringing in had the pandemic not happened because it really does ruin the surprise. However, the names that we were bringing in aren't. You don't see them a lot, and they are extremely big names, but you don't see them. And a lot of money went into production, and a lot of money went into the cost of budgets and everything else to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
But we're making this happen for the fans, and that's primary. That's purpose number one. So the matches, there's so many that we do want to bring in. There's so many that we are bringing in. Even on the 25th card hasn't been announced yet. Wait till that comes out.
Yeah.
So that that's going to be another great show. But as far as, and that won't be announced till after the 11th. So actually, we're going to be announcing some of the matches on the 11th. So you actually have to be there to hear who they are. So I mean, it's the matches. Wow, there's so many, and
the thing is, it's like, picking out of a buffet. When you go to the buffet, you don't have to just go for one choice of food. There's so many different kinds of food with so many different kinds of combinations you can do. It's just so much you could possibly do with, I'm stumped too. Like, the matches, because all of the guys we work with, all the talent that we work with, it's just a lot of it's unmatched. What can we do with this person? What can we, what kind of match can we put up in? And we put them in a hardcore match. We put them in a tables match. We give them a singles match, or we do a handicap match. It can go any way, but the positive part is that the only people who really win out of this are the fans. So just to be honest with that too, the fans will always win out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's when you know you did something right, when the fans are winning. And it seems like you guys have found that combination so far with Titan Championship Wrestling and Goddess of Wars. Guys, I mean, the show is July 11th. If people haven't gotten their tickets yet, how can they get their tickets, and how do they stay informed with everything that both brands are doing?
Go down the line. You can go down on Facebook. You can go to our Facebook page itself. You can go right to the event for American event, and then you click on it. It goes right to the ticket link. You can purchase tickets right there via Ticketly. Tickets, if you guys want to wait at the door, tickets will be available at the door. Just come right to the door. It's $15. Bring your own chair. It's all this great action underneath the lights. $15. Just bring your own chair. Bring a beach blanket. Lay on the floor. Enjoy the show. It's not
now also, it's going to be half with seating and all that, and half driving. So you still be able to bring in your car. Now the FM transmitter will be there, so you can hear our live commentary with a portable radio. So if you bring in a portable radio, or if you're sitting in your car with the AC, however you feel comfortable with, you still get to hear our commentary.
Wow, that's pretty neat. I don't think any other promotion has done that. So that's pretty cool.
It's something that we experimented for the drive-in brawl, and I was walking around the actual parking area listening to the cars and going, wow, this actually works pretty good. Surprisingly, you hear the commentary done by David Adams over the broadcast area, over people's FM stereo sitting in the cars. It's something that's never been done. Like, that's what we strive to do. Try to do things that have never been done. To try to be innovative. To try to give it a different experience of pro wrestling, and no one else can.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are really on top of that, because that is something I've never heard of before. Anybody using their stereo. It's pretty inventive, and it's pretty cool that you guys have been able to top yourselves and come up with new ideas, fresh ideas. I think that really is going to do wonders for you guys. Billy and Charlie, before we let you guys go, where can people get you guys on social media if they want to follow what you're doing as well?
Personally, I'm not as important. I'm nowhere near important as the brand itself. Mm-hmm. They can message Titan Championship Wrestling. That goes right to me or Charlie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Well, you guys, there's no excuse now to not follow these guys and check out the shows. They do a really great job. And I can't wait to see, what happens in the future, because it's only, going to be bigger and brighter. For me, this has been Wrestling IQ 101. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wrestling IQ 101. You can listen right here on YouTube. And we'll see you guys very soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.